everyone. This is Wilson Cole. I'm president of Adams, Evans, and Ross and Backdoor Hiring Solutions. And I want to take just a couple of minutes to visit with you guys about 3 of the excuses that I think may be legitimate excuses for not paying a bill or a placement fee. I'm not saying that they don't owe it. I'm not saying that we wouldn't prevail. We collect on these excuses all the time. But what I'm saying is when you hear this, it doesn't mean that you're not owed. It means that you're dealing with a company that's probably trying to do the right thing. They're just coming at it from a different perspective. And there's certain remedies that we have that kind of maneuver those excuses through. One of the excuses are, oh my God, yes, you may have presented them 9 months ago, but we weren't interested in them, or in another division, another recruiter brought them in and set up all the interviews, and we paid that other recruiter. Now, let me first say, and we've had plenty of videos on this, I think you're both owed. I think they need to have some systems in there to where it would have instantly flagged it. And the appeals court, or the appellate court, agreed with our litigating forwarding attorney in Indiana, where we argued that both candidates were owed, or both recruiters were owed for the same candidate, and they agreed with us wholeheartedly, and we won that case through that forwarding attorney, and our client got paid. Even though we won, it doesn't mean that there's not a legitimate argument on the other side. And quite frankly, we have argued both sides of that case. We probably get in that argument for a collection standpoint 10 times a month, and it's almost equally split. Half the time our client was a presenting recruiter. They presented them first. And then half the time, yes, he was presented 6, 8, 10 months prior to it, but our client represented, did all the legwork, worked through the job, the interviews and things along those lines, and they're owed a fee. So we've argued both sides of that equation successfully, and we have some case law that we can refer the debtor or the debtor's attorney over, typically in most states, because we've done this for 30 years. We've sent out about 8,000 of these cases to be litigated through our forwarding attorney. So we can certainly get with our forwarding attorneys and say, hey, what was the case law of this argument, or things along those lines, through the collection process, and hopefully get it collected for you. The other thing, or the other excuse that we hear, that I don't think necessarily makes him a bad guy, but that is, we never received the email, or we never acted on the email that was sent over. Now, sometimes that is just an excuse, and we can clearly show that they got the email and they started working, but we have had cases where it was maybe caught in spam, or an email was sent over to a hiring manager that wound up leaving the following day, literally was that case, and they never acted on it, and 3 or 4 months later, somebody else presented them, or the candidate may have had known somebody over there and gotten the job unrelated to our client. Now, we can still argue that, especially if there's a signed agreement, but if they tell you that they never acted upon that resume, is one thing, versus if they never received the resume where it was caught up in spam. And there's some technology that should be able to tell you if that's the case or not. I think we can still probably get it collected, and when we send them out for suit, if we're not successful through the collection process, we've still won plenty of them. But if they tell you, well, geez, Steve left and he never acted on it, never passed it on, I'm not saying that they don't owe you. I'm just saying it's a little bit of a gray area. The other one that we talk about, we don't hear as often, but we do hear it on occasion, and that is, well, the candidate has worked here before, so we already knew him. Now, this is kind of a gray area, and we have collected a ton of placement fees But this is where the recruiter probably needs to either make sure, A, always have a signed agreement, but also maybe address that and get it in writing and say, hey, especially if it's a larger company, say, I've got a candidate that may have worked with you guys, back a while ago. If I represent them, I think they may be interested. Would you guys be interested in seeing them? And get that in writing where they say, yeah, go ahead and present them. If you want to go a step further and say, hey, I'm going to be paid a fee, I mean, if you want to be super secure on that. But typically, if you get their permission to send over somebody, the implication is that you're a candidate, therefore a fee is owed. Because we've had somebody where somebody had worked there 5 years earlier, they had left, and actually they were coming back into the same position that they had left. Well, knowing someone and knowing that somebody is looking for a job are two very different things, and so our client was certainly owed a fee. But those are the three that I'm not saying that you're not owed. I'm not saying that the debtor isn't probably now going into the survival or the defensive mode, but you're not dealing with somebody that kept their fingers crossed when they and didn't sign your contract or just openly sold your candidate. There are varying shades of gray. If you have a collection that looks anything like that, give us a call. I think you'd be still real surprised what we can do for you. If you'd like us to find you backdoor hires and misplacement fees, visit us at backdoorhires.com. If you need us on collections, go to staffingdebt.com. And thank you.
Hey guys, it's Wilson again, and this video was brought to you by Backdoor Hiring Solutions. And if you like the content, make sure that you click the like button, and also if you want to receive additional videos, then please make sure to subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to learn more about our software, please visit our website at backdoorhires.com. And then also, if you'd like a copy of my free book, The Top 9 Excuses, please click in the video notes below, and there's a link where you can get this book absolutely free. Just simply pay for shipping and handling. Thank you.